Hey everybody, it's Taylor with Boydston Grove, and today we're going to show you 5 different laser engraver projects that you can make as gifts for this Valentine's Day. Let's get into it.
We're going to have so much fun.
This video is sponsored by Xtool. I'm going to be making these projects in order of easiest up to the most complex. I'm going to be designing all of them in the Xtool XCS software, and I'm pulling all the ideas from free files that are available through the shared files in the XCS software. That way, if you're working with XCS, you can download them and try them yourself for free.
Okay, let's get the show on the road.
Project number 1 is going to be an earring holder. I cut mine out of a piece of 3mm walnut plywood that I got from Xtool. The base did not fit on the piece of walnut plywood, so I cut it out of some basswood and colored it using an art marker. I glued the pieces together using some super glue and added on some self-adhesive felt on the bottom. This self-adhesive felt is a great way to step up your projects. I'll leave a link to what I'm using in the description below. And there you go, a quick, super simple, but very usable gift. Project number 2 is a little keepsake box. I cut this one out of some 3mm basswood and assembled it using super glue. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you're using these shared project files is that they are created by other creators, and none of us are perfect. Well, I mean, I'm probably like right there, like right on the cusp.
Oh, really?
As I was assembling this box, I realized that the joints were sized too small, so the corners weren't coming out perfectly smooth. Now, this design was marked as being made with 3mm material, but I have the sneaky suspicion that the creator actually made it out of 2mm material and forgot to make those changes before uploading the files. So if you make this particular project for yourself, you can cut it out of 2mm material, or you can do what I'm doing and just cover all the corners and edges. I colored the inside of the lid before gluing the two halves together, and I really think it made a big difference to the look of the project. I cut up some little strips of wood veneer and glued them over all the corners. You can pick up some sample packs of wood veneer from Amazon. I'll leave a link to some in the description below. Then I added some self-adhesive felt to the inside and outside of the bottom. And project number 2 is complete. For project number 3, I'm making a picture stand, and I'm cutting it out of some dark walnut plywood. This project was designed for the Xtool F1, which is a smaller machine, so I scaled my version up just a little bit. This design did not come with any hook for the heart to hang from, so I created a little C-shaped hook and cut it out of the same dark walnut plywood. I cut out some extra base pieces so I could make the base thicker, and I also cut out an extra heart without cutting out the center so I could create a little frame. I needed a picture for the frame, and I finally narrowed it down to 2 options. I love my wife, but I also love Rockler. Decisions, decisions. Well, my wife it is. It is Valentine's after all.
You chose wisely.
I started assembly by gluing the base pieces together with some Titebond Quick and Thick. I glued the hard pieces together with some super glue, and the picture was just big enough to be pressure fitted into place. I didn't want the little heart cutout to go to waste, so I put it back into the S1 and engraved it so I could attach it to the tree and make the gift just a little bit more personalized. Once the base was dry, I could glue the tree in place. I added some felt to the bottom, and project number 3 is complete. Project number 4 is going to be a jewelry box. I cut the pieces out of some 3mm basswood, but I broke up the design so I could use up some scraps. I guess that would make this a scrap wood project. The cost of laser materials can add up fast. The marking system of the XCS software is a great tool to make sure that you are getting the most out of your material. I assembled the jewelry box using Titebond's Quick and Thick and rubber bands for clamps. Once the glue was dry, I spray painted it white. I didn't really like that the bottom had that open area, so I cut a piece to fill that in. I also felt like the lid was too flimsy, so I cut a piece to go on the bottom of it and colored it like I did on the Keepsake Box. Once all that was done, I added felt to the inside of the top area and the drawer, and that completes project number 4.
Hey, that rhymes.
For our 5th and final project, we're making a tea light holder. I know, sounds riveting, doesn't it? I cut the pieces for this design out of some 3mm basswood, and then I spray painted them with gold spray paint. Laser engraver pro tip: when you're cutting something out on your laser engraver, sometimes the cutouts that are left over are perfect to be saved to be used on other projects, like these little hearts that were left over from the tea light candle holder. Just like project number 4, I assembled it using quick and thick and rubber bands. I rummaged up some scrap pieces of Purple Heart and just started cutting pieces and covering all the corners and edges of the lamp. I made the bottom strip wide enough to create space under the lamp for the tea light to sit. I used a Gator mini zip sander to smooth out all the edges. I'll leave links to this handy little tool in the description below. I made sure to save some of the sawdust for filler, just rubbing it into the gaps and sealing it with super glue. Once the sanding was complete, I sprayed it with a few coats of satin lacquer. Alright, all 5 of our Valentine's Day projects are complete. Let's go over a few things real quick. Let me just emphasize there is nothing special about any of these projects. They're all free on the XCS software. Any one of us can cut them out and have them assembled within minutes. What makes these projects special is the extra time and effort that you put in with little extra details like this to make these projects your own. It's those little things that will take a generic laser engraved box like this one and turn it into something that can actually be a special gift for someone. A big shout out and thank you to Xtool for sponsoring this video. If you want to know more details about the S1 or any of the other products they have available, just make sure to hit the links below. I hope these projects gave you some inspiration for some gift ideas of your own. Thank you very much for watching. Be safe and have a great day.